Morning everyone, down here at the shop, just getting started for today. I know last week we had a lot of actually 2 weeks ago we had a lot of running around to do and some stuff, but finally back here at the shop, got both engines actually on the stands. So 6 liter that I'm going to pull apart today and the old 5.3. So what has to come out of here is we're going to pull the cam, lifters, possibly the oil pump. I know this oil pump was good. Like I said in the last video, I have no idea the condition of this engine. I don't know how many miles are on it. I don't know anything about it. But I do know this oil pump worked great, had great oil pressure, no issues with it. And then when I pulled the pan, there was no metal, there was nothing. So I know there's no internal issues with this engine. So I'm gonna pull lifters out, they're in the trash. Timing cover, I'm looking, that one's definitely in better shape, so I'll probably clean that one up more. Reuse that timing cover. But I'm gonna pull the cam, that goes in the trash, and cam out of this one, which is a Little John Motorsports Stage 2. It's worked great. That's gonna go into there. So let's get to it. Lifters are out. They actually look in fairly decent shape. So, being drag week, I'm actually going to keep these. These are going to be spares. Ideally, I would buy new ones, and have those as spares. But, yeah, we're not going to do that. So, these, like I said, they actually stayed in their trays. So, I know the trays really aren't worn out. But I'm going to, I'll put these aside and probably soak them and clean them and soak them and then put them in like clean oil while I store them. But yeah, they actually look pretty decent shape. So we're not going to get rid of them. We're going to keep them for now. Rip timing cover off. Looks pretty good. Don't really see any. Oh, almost fallen. Actually looks really good in here. The oil pump's like a gold color. But yeah, actually looks pretty nice in here. So like I said, I'm gonna pull it's busy here today, shop area. Let's pull the cam, I'll pull the oil pump, pull the cam, and see what we got. See how the factory cam looks. And we're gonna look at the cam bearings. I don't know. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. We're gonna do a little live action actually. So let's pull it, and it's hard with only one person here. So we're gonna pull the cam. I did line it up dot to dot, but for right now it actually doesn't matter. So pulling it apart. So this is definitely a later engine because they're actually Torx bits instead of 10mm Allens, or 10mm, normal bolts. So let's go get the T40. I want to say T40 if I remember. Okay, got a T40. Now, these are only supposed to be torqued to 11 foot-pounds because they're Torx bits. You don't have to go super tight with them, but if someone's been in there before, they go hog wild and over tighten them. So actually need an extension. So let's see what we got. Make sure it's seated all the way so you don't strip it. I've had these strip out before and they are not fun to get out. So normally you use water pump bolts because they're kind of long and they can help get you leverage, but they're away right now. So I'm going to use the timing cover ones. And you want to just gently pull. Be careful, you don't really, I mean this cam it doesn't matter, but you don't want to nick any of the bearings. And then if you're reusing the cam, you don't want to nick the cam itself, the lobes. So you just take your time, spin and wiggle. Usually now when I get to a cam bearing, I actually leave it on the cam bearing and I'll spin just to clean it up a little bit as I'm coming out. There she is, stock bump stick. Now you can tell it's stock because it still has like I forget the hell the name of that code, but yeah, stock cam. Anybody want a lamp? Make a lamp or something out of it. But let's get a light. Oh, look at these cam bearings. So, sorry for that. Actually, let's take the light away for you guys. So, basically all of the first coating is gone on them, but I don't feel any grooves or anything with them. Everything feels good. So we're gonna run it. There shouldn't be any issues. You know, they're usually pretty good. So now I'm gonna take my time. I'm gonna basically do the same exact thing. I'm not gonna film it for you guys. And I'll pull that one apart. And then when the can's ready to go back in, I'll start filming again. Cam is out. And pretty interesting differences between, so like this is a complete Gen 3 motor. You can see it doesn't even have, because this uses the normal, like I said, the normal 10mm. This gear has got different offset in that gear. And then also 10mm head bolts here versus 13mm head bolts there. Now I get to swap everything over. So now that everything is apart, I'm going to start taking this motor apart. There's a bike ripping. Take this motor apart, and like I said a couple weeks ago, I labeled everything, labeled the cylinders. So I'm going to take them out one at a time and gap them. Gonna double check my gapping. I'm gonna see what they're at now, but I don't want to go too wide. I don't want any oiling issues or have a coal train following me as I'm going down the track. So I'm gonna look that stuff up, and then when I start gapping and everything, start filming again. So we're back here at the shop, Sunday now, and this piston was actually sitting, it's hard to see, kind of see. This piston was sitting in a mixture of ATF and diesel overnight to try and get this ring unstuck, and it didn't work. And then this morning I tried gas, maybe to break up the deposits or anything. Nope. And then I kind of went to town and I started using a it's gonna focus. Yeah, I started using a cutoff wheel. So this piston's junk. So then I hit up my buddy Justin, and luckily he had he had a bunch of spare, same style, 6-liter rods and pistons with a dish and a valve relief. And I believe these are later, like LY6 style, even though this is technically considered like an LQ4. Anyway, yeah, so I just, being drag week, I said, you know what, let me get 2, so that way I have a spare piston and rod, and then a 2 spare rods, or 1 spare rod, because I'm just going to put this one in. This one's got rings on it, it's good to go. Probably just going to clean it up, gap the rings. Number 6 is missing. So gap the rings, clean it up, put it in, and I'm going to flip it over, check all my rod caps, make sure they're all tight. Actually, probably going to pull them off, make sure the bearings are centered, square and everything, tighten everything up, and then basically a short block will be done. The cam I put in, I didn't want it sitting here overnight, so I stuck it in the block real quick, but I got it Loctite over there, and I'll Loctite the cam plate in and the cam sprocket on and everything. But let's get one of these cleaned up and gapped, and then we're gonna throw it in the engine. All right, we are all done. Cam is back in, everything's torqued. Number 6 piston is in, gapped, everything is good. Gonna leave it as a short block for now, and next week I have going to replace the valve seals on the heads, and I got new head gaskets, ARP head bolts. Put it all together. I got to get a new front cover gasket, and then put the oil pan on. I got a new oil pan gasket too, and then the long block will be done, and I'll be ready to go back in the car. And then hopefully I can talk to the cage guy. He's gonna come down, take a look at the car, and check it out, give me an update and give me a price on that. So we're in the truck now, everything's packed up, getting ready to go home. Actually no, not go home, we're going to a buddy's house. He just bought a Terminator X Max for his LS swapped 66 Mustang. We're gonna go mess with it a little bit, get a little bass tune on it. I'm actually glad it was raining earlier and now it's not, so I think we're gonna take it out. And I'm gonna ask him if he wants me to video it. I'll video it, and I'll make another video on that. But we're done here for the day. Again, I'm gonna talk to the cage guy next week. Hopefully he'll come out. We'll check the car over, show him what I got, if I need anything else pipe wise, what to get. But so a couple subscribers, are trickling in. Really appreciate it, guys. Again, I don't do this for money or anything. It's not my daily job. So I do appreciate every subscriber, every like, everything. Until next time, which will be next week, I'll catch you guys later.